Rockford has a lot of growth on the way, and local leaders want small businesses to be part of it. More than 30 leaders met with Think Big today to talk about projects coming to the region, like the Metro passenger rail and new affordable housing development. The focus, making sure businesses know what's coming, are ready to compete, and can benefit from the investment. Outgoing Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara says when small businesses grow, so do the families and communities they support.
We want our local businesses to be part of your amazing government organizations and the work that you do, the private sector, the projects that you're developing and constructing. But to us at the city, it's really about building just a stronger community and a stronger ecosystem. I think what is taking place right now in Rockford is terribly exciting.